run bases today. Shut the fuck up.
That's why, like, I kind of enjoy watching college football more than NFL. Those guys
Like they
don't get paid anything.
No, and they should.
And they absolutely should, because they work their asses off way more than NFL does.
They figure that, and like EA is making money off of their likeness and whatnot. But no, we're paying them with an education. It's like, well, yeah, but still, like, you're taking their likeness and using it for profit. Like, they should be compensated for, with royalties.
And ask anybody who's graduated from a college how useful their degree has been for the most part.
I can answer that. Absolutely fucking useless.
Yeah.
Like, that paper is so useless, I couldn't even use it to start a goddamn fire to keep warm.
So really, it's kind of like paying people with rocks.
Yeah.
You can pick them up anywhere. They're free. But hey, we're giving them to you.
Yeah. It's fucking gross.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 2018 has been a march of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been at 8 funerals this year. 7.
Whoa,
Jesus, yeah.
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 2 in 1 week.
Jeez.
I legitimately lived at Ionati Funeral Home 4 out of 5 days. Yep. Yeah. And then another one a couple months later. That was really tough. No one expected that. 24 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And then...
No, wait, was this Chas's cousin? Or?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then another family member of theirs. And then... obviously, your father.
Yeah.
And then there were 2 more in between. I think my mom's friend Lucille's husband passed, and I think there was one more. I can't remember. But too many times.
Yeah.
Way too many.
And especially like at 24, man. Like,
yeah, I mean that's
to see like young people, like, and that's happening a lot these days too. Like, there's the opioid shit, but I mean, just besides that, like, there's so many cases of young people dying from all kinds of things. It's crazy. I don't know if it's just getting reported a lot or if it's just happening a lot, but man, it seems like a lot more younger people are dying for all kinds of reasons.
And he was legitimately one of the healthiest kids I've ever met. Good kid. He never mind drugs. He never took an ounce of alcohol. Not even once. And in his phone under his notes said he was going to get shit-faced and drink a bottle of Jaeger at our wedding. And it was one of those, like, we found that out, and that's at the end of the night. There was probably like 30 or 40 people left, and we bought a round of shots.
so
Jaeger.
Around a Jaeger,
For
yeah.
everybody.
I remember that, yeah.
Yep. But anyways.
But yeah. But I also learned it was kind of a first for, the both of you, because neither one of you had ever been to, like, a Jewish ceremony as far as, like, a funeral goes.
No.
So.
No, I've never been to a Jewish anything.
Yeah. Jewish funerals are, in a way, I'm just, like, as far as, like, the different types of funerals I've been to, like, I've been to the Catholic ones, I've been to the Jewish ones before. The Jewish ones are a lot more respectful to the deceased. In this sense.
Like I said, I've never been to one of those before, and
that was the one that we did was kind of like the Reader's Digest version of like a Jewish funeral. Because normally in a Jewish funeral, like as a when the pallbearers are carrying the casket to the final resting place, they take a couple of steps and they stop, take a couple more steps, stop again for a moment, take another couple of steps, and they do that until they reach the graveside site to show reluctance to say goodbye to a loved one.
Huh.
I
kind of wish they had told us that. We would have, obviously would have done that.
Yeah, I mean, they're, that's for like like full on like 100% like Jewish ceremony. And like the only reason we went with, you know, the Jewish ceremony was because my mom and dad were married by a rabbi. So my mom was like, hey, we were essentially pretty much brought together by a rabbi. We should say goodbye to him with one as well. Because like when they were young and they were, you know, looking to get married, you know, my dad didn't care about the ceremony. He was just like, look, you know, he was kind of like you in the sense of like, look, I don't care what the fuck we do. I'm marrying my best friend. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church did not want to do it at all. Like she's was it Russian Orthodox, and they did not want to. Yeah, she's Russian Orthodox Catholic. They did not want to do the ceremony at all because my dad was Jewish. They're like, well, you know, if he converts, you know, maybe we can do that. And they're just like, no, fuck you.
How can he convert posthumously? Like,
yeah, I don't
that makes no sense.
No. Like, this is when they were getting married.
Oh.
It seems like they're the most judgy of any. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and I hate to say it because Liz is Orthodox as well. Not she's actually Ukrainian Orthodox, and they are pretty strict about like people being of the faith. You know, in like as far as getting married. Like I don't know if I would. I don't think I would have to convert if I wanted to get married in Liz's church. But I feel like we would still have to go through certain hoops and things for them. That it wouldn't be just as simple as, hey, let's go get married. You know, like there's certain things we'd have to do.
No, like we had an officiant, or whatever you want to call him, a justice of the peace there.
Yeah.
And we met with him, and then he sent a bunch of things over via email to Chas, and we read them over, and the one that he did was the best. And it was literally, I don't think we had to say anything except I do.
Yeah.
It was pretty perfect.
Yeah, and it's just pretty much like a walkthrough, like, okay, this is what marriage is, blah, 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 blah.
We did it all in one shot, one place.
One take.
You know, we leave do the ceremony, leave for pictures, and then come back and do the dances, and
yep.
I don't think, we ate a little bit, but not very much.
Yeah.
Make sure you eat, Bruce, at your wedding. I'm not kidding you, because the day will go by so goddamn fast that you won't even realize it. Like, we had food trucks out there from, like, 4:30 or 5 o'clock till 7. And it was, like, 5 minutes till 7. I was like, oh, crap, we haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
And I ran and grabbed, like, a burrito or something, quesadilla and something else. And I grabbed Chas some chicken. And then I think she had one piece of chicken, put it on our table, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know? But, I mean... we know how good the food is to begin with because those are the trucks we had all the time.
Yeah.
You know, they were all really good, but I gotta give a real big shout out to Red Street Kitchen because they were.
That was the chicken truck, right?
No, yes, chicken, steak.
All right, yeah, I know what truck you're talking about.
The angry steak sandwich, which has hot sauce on it. It was to die for. Their fries were incredible. Just their food overall is like
fucking missed that truck.
Absolutely amazing.
I'll have to get them next time I go to one of those food truck events.
They're usually at Sons of Liberty. I haven't seen them very much at Roger Williams.
I've seen them there on occasion, but I haven't been to Sons of Liberty, so I can't really vouch for that.
And all you need is a small. Their small is humongous.
Yeah.
Open Season is also a really good truck.
That one was good, yeah.
God Accuse a really good truck. Mijo's was good. I mean, but there was just a couple of things that we really weren't happy with about them. But
and that's neither here nor there. It's in the past.
Exactly.
Fuck it. But yeah, it just. But yeah, when my mom would tell me these stories about like, well, no, they wanted us to convert your father in order to get us married in the church. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, granted, like by the time she had told me the story, I was like, God, like 14, 15, something like that. And I'm sorry, well past the fuck religion tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was, it's like when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, they have these ceremonies on like Sundays. I'm like, well, there's also cartoons on Sundays. I like cartoons. I don't have to go anywhere for that.
Oh my God,
Bugs Bunny is my religion.
Yeah.
right? Like I was brought up Catholic for a little while, and then my parents, we went to a congregational church for a while, which they were really cool people, down to earth. And then my mom ended up going back to Catholic for a while, and my dad was never a church person, and so like she never like made him go or whatnot. And there was a point where it was like she really wanted to go, she really wanted someone to go with. I'm like,
Yeah.
fine, I'll go with you. Whatever, it is what it is. It's an hour in the morning. Hoping she was gonna pick like the 10 o'clock service, but no, this is my days of Jillian's.
Yeah.
And
So it's like 6 in the morning or something like that.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Still, it's just
So
as
it
bad.
wasn't terrible, but man, like
Still just as bad though.
and the church was only a half a mile from the house, which was fine too. But
Still.
man, I wouldn't get home until 1:30, 1:45 from Jillian's. You know how we all were at that place.
Yeah.
Nobody left there sober. Never.
Yeah.
And then I'd get a knock on my door at 7:30. You coming to church?
Honey, he's speaking in tongues. Get the priest over here now.
Exactly. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm driving to church because my mom didn't want to drive. I'm like, man, I haven't drank in 7 hours, and I'm pretty sure if I get pulled over, I'm going to have a DUI.
Yeah.
This is bad. And then sit in the back of the church and stink of alcohol because I'm sweating. I'm like, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. That lasted like 3 weeks, and I looked at it, I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not going anymore. You want to go? We'll go at 10 o'clock. I'm not going at 8.
Yeah.
Let me sober up a little.
It's like, I could smell the stench of alcohol on me. I was like, so bad.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully my parents were never like pushy or preachy on religion and whatnot. They were just like, look, if this is something you want to do, cool. We'll take you to the services and whatnot. If you don't want to do this, you don't want to be religious, perfectly fine too. You know, and that's something I always respected them for that. It's like, okay, you know, you kids, you know, you know how to wipe your asses. You can pick a religion at this point if you want to go and do this, do it.
Right.
You know.
It doesn't seem like either of your parents were particularly religious people, though.
No, and it was the joke of like, you know, somebody would ask, oh, you know, is your father, you know, is your father Jewish or what? Like, yeah, he's Jewish. Oh, is he practicing? No, he's got it pretty well down. That would just be the joke, is like he never went to temple or anything like that. I think after his bar mitzvah, like he was never a big church goer or temple goer or whatever have you. You know, my mom was never a big church goer either, other than like the occasional like christenings or, you know, ceremonies like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'd go for christenings and stuff like that, but
yeah,
the big stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, weddings, christenings, bullshit like that.
Right.
Like I had the last time I was actually in a church was for our buddy Joe's christening for his daughter Madeline.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like that was the last time I went into a church, and I kind of walk in, and you know how they have that like bowl of like holy water, so you can kind of like dip it in, do the whole like spectacles, testicles, while and watch thing.
Yeah.
I walked by it. I thought I saw it bubbling a little bit. I'm just like, that's not really a good sign, is that?
I remember I actually went to a private high school, a Catholic high school, and so we actually had our graduation in a church, and my dad was there, and he actually took me aside one point and was like, "Man, I'm really glad lightning hasn't struck me yet."
Hey, I was the same way. I went to Bishop Hendricken.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I did. We had I guess I should probably tell the story because we're on that for a minute.
You might as well. Like, this is a place to tell stories,
so,
sir.
Freshman year, we got initiated, if you want to call it, into Hendricken via the I think it's St. John and Paul's Parish or whatever, the big one in Providence.
All right.
It holds like 1,500 people or whatnot.
Cool.
So you go to church, you know, whatever, you're sitting there, and Catholics kneel down, sit up, sit down, kneel down, stand up, sit down, kneel down, stand up, sit down. Well, I've always been the taller of the type, so I never physically like kneel all the way. I kind of kneel and keep my butt on the seat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So